Howmy Dakyapi. Today I'd like to talk about sleep health and everything associated with sleep. I mentioned in a previous interview that I would talk about sleep, and here I am today to address sleep and the importance of it. And it's obviously an incredibly important aspect of our lives. We spend upwards of 6 to 8 hours every night in sleep, so that basically equates to a third of our lives we invest in sleep. And what that equals is cellular repair, and we have 5 trillion cells in our body, and they need healing, and that's where sleep steps in. And there's a profound issue with sleep. As far back as I can remember, I've been seeing television commercials and stuff about sleep aids, and it's a multi-billion-dollar industry for a reason, because people, historically have had some difficulties associated with sleep. So I'd like to just share a few things that I've learned in recent times, or that I've been evolving in my understanding as associated with sleep, and a couple of really easy things to implement into your life in order to achieve a better night's sleep. And first and foremost, I'd like to talk about the internet router. Most people in homes, throughout America, have internet routers in their house, and you probably know this, but internet routers emit EMFs, electromagnetic frequencies, that can cause blockages and impair our ability to get into a restful state, and in turn have a quality night's sleep. So that's a simple tip to just unplug your internet router. Each night we just kind of pull the plug off the backside of the internet router and shut it off, and we've seen a profound impact on these little beings in our house, these little dogs. We've noticed that the dogs have been sleeping better. It's been fairly common for one of our dogs to, and both of them, frankly, to itch in the morning after a night's sleep. And like I said, there's no placebo with pets, so we noticed an instantaneous impact on the fact that our dogs don't itch any longer after sleeping all night without the router on. So these electromagnetic frequencies are gone for the night, and it gives us an opportunity to have a more sound night's sleep. And in turn, as well as our phones, shutting off our phones as early as possible. And there's a strong blue light factor that basically emulates the sun, and it's kind of tricking our body basically into thinking that it's daylight longer. So it doesn't give us that quality time of after dusk, especially in these times, in these winter months where it's darker longer, and we're kind of in hibernation mode. But if we have our phones on, this blue light is kind of a false sunlight aspect, and it messes with our biological clock, if you will, our internal clock, and doesn't give us that buildup of melatonin that is natural within us, and then in turn gets us into a sleepy state, and then ultimately enables us to fall asleep more easily. And and in turn, you have your phone off at night, you have the modem off, the internet is off at night. It takes away those things that can impede us from having a quality night's sleep. So those are awesome little factors to consider, and try them out, and pay attention to your pets, your cats and dogs, or whatever type of little pets that we have in our homes. You'll notice a difference in them, and then pay attention to your quality of sleep and how much more rested and healthy and vibrant you feel during your waking hours. So those are really great practices to implement, as well as it's easier said than done, but to maybe stopping what you're ingesting for a few hours, to give your body the opportunity to digest the foods that you eat. Have a dinner as early as possible, and try to put as many hours in between your last meal of the day and the time you actually fall asleep. And also, it's been scientifically proven that a nice walk after any meal, and particularly after supper or dinner, to go for a nice walk, and refer to my previous video about the burst walking. If you can fit a 10, 20, 30-minute walk into your regimen before you go to bed, maybe right after dinner, that would be the most optimal time. That will help tremendously with your sleep and your cellular repair. So those things will help exponentially. And, I wouldn't be sharing this with you if I hadn't implemented it into my life as well. And so these are tried and true things to do in order to get a better quality night's sleep naturally, without any need for supplements and what have you to get you to sleep. And then lastly, I'd like to talk about sleep position. The position you sleep in is incredibly important, and I've been experimenting with this for approximately about a month now, where most of my life I've slept mostly either on my left side or on my stomach. And that being said, as I've been on this spiritually focused journey, I've really had more lucid and profound dreams, and as I evolve more in this spiritual realm, I've been noticing that I've been able to remember really detailed aspects of my dreams. And since I started paying attention to my sleep position, my dreams have been lighter, and they've been more enjoyable. I wouldn't say I really have nightmares, but I've had this recurring dream for several years where I dream about golf a lot. I've even dreamt that I've been playing golf with Tiger Woods, and it's been really amazing. But there's this underlying thing that goes on and on in my dreams where I don't get to play a lot of golf. I'm like on golf courses, I'm at tournaments, I'm observing tournaments, or I'm getting opportunities to play in pro-ams and all this kind of stuff. But there's this thing where it just keeps me from actually hitting the shots and actually playing the game of golf. And it's been really interesting to me, so I've been analyzing that. But what I've been implementing is I heard a very wise individual say that sleeping on your back is magical. And if you can get to a point of being able to sleep as much, fall asleep on your back, or if you wake up in the middle of the night, shift to laying on your back again if you find yourself on your side or on your stomach, that's where the magic happens. And I've tried it, and it's really profound that I'm able to sleep much better, and my dream state has been really incredible when I've been sleeping on my back. So for what that's worth to you, I highly recommend experimenting with that. And also this teacher recommended sleeping on your right side, and similar to sleeping on your back, sleeping on your right side, which is difficult for me because I've slept mostly on my left side. But sleeping on your right side gives you an opportunity to, similar to on your back, you can have those better quality dreams, a more restful sleep. And then I also learned recently that sleeping on your left side is better for digestion, but you won't need to worry as much about that aspect of things. And frankly, when I have the most the most difficult time sleeping, or the poorer quality of sleep, is when I sleep on my left side. So, i.e. the less becoming dreams, if you will. So, think about all those things that I've shared with you, and I hope may it serve you well, and experiment with them and see what happens. And feel free to reach out to me and ask any additional questions about any of these things that I've shared with you, or I'd love to hear about if you've had any positive changes in your sleep regimen after implementing these pretty simple tips and ideas of getting a better quality night's sleep. Thank you so much for continually watching these videos and listening to me. I appreciate you subscribing to my YouTube channel, and subscribe and turn on the bell notifications, and may you get everything that you're looking for in this life. I love you all. Doksha Ake.